Due to a recent FTC ruling, I am required to disclose that I, in fact, did not purchase this game. I was given this game, but not by the developer, I wish, but instead by another fan who, for some reason, decided they wanted me to play this instead of them. Maybe they don't have a PS4 or what? They won't tell me, though, so I don't actually know. But anyway, I was given this game basically a couple of months ago, about 2 months ago now. I asked if who wanted to see this, or if anyone wanted to see this, and I got something like 14 yeses in like an hour. And, like, before I even got time to check and emailed the guy asking if he could send the game to me, I already got the confirmation that it was getting sent to me. So, you know, whatever. But anyway, welcome to Super Robot Wars OG, The Moon Dwellers. So I got this confused with Super Robot Wars 5, which is a completely separate game. This one is, in fact, a completely original game with characters based off of other series. It's very conspicuous, too, because they just randomly have, like, Messenger stuff, and, you know, one of the characters has an arms slave from Full Metal Panic, and some other weird shit like that. But yeah, so this is Moon Dwellers. It's, air quotes, original. So this is also based off the story of the previous ones. I had recorded all of these. They're all about 20 minutes long, and they're kind of narrations of what happened, except for whoever wrote them doesn't understand how to write a narration, and will be very descriptive in the very beginning and then not explain anything after a certain point. Like, they just start throwing, like, terms at you that make no sense. That's very interesting. So, basically, the gist of it is, in 176 AD, not AD, but their version of AD, the scientist finds these two meteors, which have alien material in them, and they realize that there's people from outside the planet trying to invade us. And then a third meteor comes in, which they capture and bring to the small island in the Pacific. Because they're sort of on the Earth, and yet they're not. Like, they reference Japan and a couple of other countries, and then a place called Lugana, or something like that. I'm not exactly sure. But anyway, so the scientist discovers that there's aliens outside the atmosphere, and using stuff they found in these 3 meteors, they start building giant robots. So, completely generic Japanese high school student is playing a game tournament and going to win when the aliens decide to destroy the stadium in which they're in, and he jumps into a giant robot because it's there. They don't really give you an explanation as to why it's there, but I'm assuming it's like the self-defense forces or something. And he helps fight off some aliens. He gets recruited into the army, and then some rebels called the Divine Crusaders were secretly working under that scientist from the very beginning of the game, which they try to hide from you, but the guy is obviously the same character. So I don't know how they're trying to hide it to you, but these rebels show up and they want to set up a military dictatorship, and they call themselves the Divine Crusaders, air quotes. I'm not even sure what they're divine about or what they're crusading against, but I guess it sounded good in Japanese. And eventually the aliens attack, because the aliens had to attack while they're in a civil war. Like, technically it makes a lot of sense. But yeah, so the main characters somehow manage to defeat the rebels, and then they team up to destroy the aliens. And then, you know, the world returns to peace for like 3 days. Seriously, like, all of these are like, and then a week later the aliens came back with bigger guns. The power creep is real. Between the first and the second game, they went from basically 1 year war era tech to Char's counterattack level tech. It's kind of ridiculous. But in this game, they introduce another generic character, but you get to pick between two, and you get like 3. You get to choose between 2 main suits and some other stuff, and there's more decisions in this one, and it's more of a 90s game versus this one, which really looked like an 80s game. But yeah, so in this one, three more alien races show up within really quick succession. They don't explain, the narration doesn't explain any of it to you, but basically from what I've been able to glean, there's the old aliens who came back from the first game. There's another set of aliens, and then there's an alternate dimension where aliens come through and they observe the culture of Earth and decide that humans are too warlike, so they come to kill us. Except for the fact that we're also getting invaded by 2 other alien races, and you find out that one of the other alien races is genetically engineered by the people from the alternate dimension, and some shit goes down, and you like travel and destroy this mirror thing, and you stop the people from the alternate dimension from attacking, but they vow to come back, which happens in this one. And then you stop them again because they didn't explain why they were doing it in this one. And then in this one, the main character from the previous two games gets trapped in the alternate dimension, and they like make up all this stuff, and they don't really explain to you what was going on, so I'm not exactly sure what's going on. And then this one is a and the conclusion of this game is them going to the portal that's on the moon, called, I think it's Hell's Gate. They go and attack this portal on the moon to try to hold it, which on the main timeline, the Earth Federation, which is close to the one from Gundam Seed, but they're not saying that, controls the moon, which has a portal to the alternate dimension, and the main characters go to attack it. And then I think the game just ends off there. And then in this one, you find out the background to it, and there's a group of mercenaries from the alternate dimension who go through this long-ass journey and do all this other stuff that didn't really make sense because they didn't translate half of it. They just gave you dialogue that was all in Japanese. And the dialogue makes no sense if you don't know what's going on beforehand, which is really annoying for me, and I'm not going to translate it because I refuse. But anyway, this group of mercenaries from the alternate dimension goes to infiltrate the moon and occupy it so they can prepare an invasion of Earth, because previously stated, humans are too warlike. That's how I can figure out what was going on in the narration. I'll try to re-record these and do some minor voice acting because I thought it was hilarious the first time I tried it. But they're very, very badly written, and I don't even know what was going on. And then the wiki's only like half written, even though the wiki hasn't been updated since like 2011. So, yeah. Really watching through these made me really want to go back and play Super Robot Wars J, because that one explains it so much better in like 30 minutes. And that game, like, I haven't even got past like the 4th level in that one, and it's a lot better. But anyway, let's go actually play the game. So I have done the guided scenario. This is a Super Robot Wars game, which the G Generations games copied. So I know how to play most of this. The only difference is there's special abilities in these ones called spirits, which G Generations added in the later games, but I don't like the later games, so I haven't really experimented with them anyway. But we're going to play the main scenario. And so we have these two choices. Basically have normal mode, which you have special objectives in missions, where if you finish these special objectives, like they're like finish it in a certain amount of time or kill this person with this person, you get points, which will allow you to improve your pilots and your mechs. But with these points, if you get 80% of them so far in the story, it brings it up to hard mode instead of normal mode. Which, that's the only difference between this one, is this one's you're always set to normal, and you automatically get points to upgrade your units, and you get free money for getting SR points. And the difficulty never increases. So I think I'm going to play normal just because I have played a Super Robot Wars game before, and this kind of sounds like a drag, to be honest. Like, it's always the same difficulty, and I'm pretty sure their version of normal is really easy, and their version of hard is really hard, which is normal for a Super Robot Wars game. But yeah, so there's going to be some cutscenes in the beginning of this. I have no idea what the fuck's going on. I'll be honest with you. I've tried to record this once before. No clue. You can try reading the wiki if you want, but I don't know. Like, I don't know how much of this I'm going to play, to be honest, just because it's so confusing and convoluted. And it's definitely an 80s game, an early 90s to mid-90s game. Like, you can tell with some of this stuff. But, yeah, it should be interesting. I figure I'll do about 5 episodes and see how you guys like it, and if not, I'll continue it. Or I'll find something else to fill the slot. Like, I'm in no rush, really. But I really love the enemy designs, just to be honest.
言われずとも承知している。なぜです。あなたほどのお方がなぜこのような真似を。私は行かねばならん。行って真相を伝えねばならない。真相。同化計画ですか。いや。 我らフューリーに関わる全てだ。もはや猶予はない。血迷われたか。全てが明かされてしまっては今までの苦労は、いや、幾世層耐え忍んできた民たちの思いはどうなるのです。アルバン、私はもう閉じこもっていることに耐えられぬのだ。バカな。あなたは聖金市長でありながら先帝の、そしてシャナミヤ様のご意志に背くおつもりですか。その玉咲を持ち出すことが何を意味するかご存知のはず。無論だ。彼らへの手土産としてこれ以上のものはない。道を譲れアルバン。私は本気だ。いざフィンガークリーム。
That's like a dirty Sanchez, except for you use your fingers, which makes it an infinitely worse. Or better, depending on what your fetishes are.
あなたを見逃すわけにはいきません。推進力を奪えば玉咲といえど止めてみせる。捕らえた。これで腕を上げたなアルバン。
Oh, I actually have to click buttons now. 'Cause, you know, the voice acting's gone. But you guys can read, so I don't see a point in reading it. But this guy, he at least used to be evil. So I don't know if he's evil in this one or not. But I love the design of his suit. Like, it's badass as fuck. Kind of like a Death Knight, Death Scythe along with the Jin from Seed. Along with a couple of other series that I can't really recall off the top of my head. But I just love how it looks. And this is Master Kylo, or that guy was Master Kylo Ren. You know, the guy from Star Wars. So these guys are evil and don't care about the Empress, whereas the other guy cares about the Empress. Because, you know, spies have no morals. That's how that works. I'm vaguely aware of what the secret they're mentioning is, but I won't spoil it just because I think it'll be important to the plot. But, like, they just throw a couple of terms at you that, like, they don't explain in the introduction, and I have no idea what they're talking about. Everyone's dead, yo. Yeah, so we can't die, we gotta kill all the enemies, and there's no extra points. Yeah, so this is basically the game. We get a suit or a set of suits. We have the ability to move and to attack, which for some reason ability is status, I should point out. Yeah, we have a 1 to 6 attack range with a plus 25% hit chance, or plus 25% hit chance, plus 10% critical, and then a melee attack called Finger Cleave, which gives plus 30% critical, but only plus 10% hit. And apparently this one doesn't use any energy, which is nice, but this one uses 10. And I don't know how energy regen works in this one. I think if you have them sit around, they generate energy on their own. But in G Generation's game, you have to go back to a mothership or a carrier, have them resupply you. Oh, and this one down here that says twin, when you get groups of soldiers, like you get like 3 suits, or 2 suits. I don't know if they limit it to 2 in this one, but some of the games did. You can group them together into a single stack, and then you can use these twin abilities, which get really good if you have 3 people at the same one. But yeah, so we can use one of these and it'll lower our will points. But one of these, we don't have it, sadly. But I was looking for one of the ones that gives you, it heals half your HP, where we'd be at full HP if we got it. So, from what I can tell, these guys are ranged units. Yeah, like, I can't click on them or check their status or anything, even though I'm pretty sure our guy would know what they are, because they're, you know, generic army mechs. But yeah, these guys, I'm pretty sure are ranged units, so we should try to close in if we get the chance. Or, wait, do we have, like, a dodge ability? We have Quicken, which this is just plus 3 movement. This is really nice if you have 3 guys with this, because I think it gives you, like, plus 5. That means you can move, like, half across the map, generally. Yeah, so if we want, we could use this one, which will give us 100% chance for 1 turn. Do we want to get to here and be able to attack them? Well, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, if we could get right here, we could attack them, which I don't know if they would be able to hit us back. Should be interesting. But we're gonna get hammered in our turn anyway. So why not? Like, yeah, this might kill us, but maybe it won't kill us. Oh, we can't even attack anyway, so... Waste of a move. Oh well. And we have the choice to attack back, or we can charge weapon, defend or evade. I don't know what this one does, but I think we're actually gonna evade. Mass driver cannon. Nah, let's attack back. Why not? If we take any damage, though, that might be bad. Alright, so it'll take us 2 hits to kill them. Awesome. Hey, we get 1 extra EPP. Yeah. We have a 100% chance of killing him. Which... this'll end... I think it'll end our turn if we do kill him. But do we have Feint, which allows us to dodge? We have Quicken. We don't want to use that again. That might be something... It might be a good idea to pop that. Basically, if we get hit, we only take 12% damage for... well, 12.5% damage for 1 attack, basically. But since we'll kill him on this attack unless we miss, which I don't think we can, it'll be the next person to attack us. It's definitely pretty, and I kind of like it. Oh, well, we didn't actually get PP in the last one. We got 1 EXP. And we got money for killing him, which I never really understood. But I guess we get salvage or something. But yeah, so that was all we could do with him, so we gotta wait till next turn. But hopefully their main guy attacks us and tries to do a lot of damage. No, never mind. Maybe we'll get to dodge. Yeah, they only have a 0.5% chance to hit us, and we have 100% chance to hit them, so... I'll eventually start skipping these, but I just want to see if they have any other attacks. They get really repetitive real quick. Oh. Pooh. Now, I don't know if that took Fortitude off or not. No, it didn't, actually. Because we apparently blocked that. Assuming we survive this. Alright. It's really nice. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this one will damage us. So, it might be worth dodging, but we could also attack back. I probably should have attacked back, but I misclicked. It's a combination of a couple of the Macross units and like a Zaza. I'm only saying Zaza because it's yellow. Alright. Now, we don't have an ability that'll let us attack multiple times, do we? If you're wondering, I mentioned it earlier, but Feint is basically a free dodge. So it's pretty nice. Okay, yeah, we've seen that already. Yeah, we just end the turn. We let the other guy go hit us. We counterattack him. Because we attack first, remember? Yeah. So yeah, we killed him too. Now we counterattack this guy. We got a trophy for, you know, doing the prologue, I guess. Then next turn we'll move up and melee him. Though I don't think we can kill him. And just like the Zaza, it has an unlimited amount of missiles in a very small container. Yay, we got 1 more EXP, that'll help. I don't know how upgrading units works in this game, so that might actually be really nice. And I don't know. I don't know if he has a melee attack. I probably should have checked, but I'm not quite sure how to check yet. Probably after you engage them in combat once or so, you get a status report on them. Who knows? Oh no, he does have a melee attack. Double beam sabers. Respect. So yeah, I'm just assuming we can't take any damage this battle because it's a prologue. We might kill him. I think we will. Yeah, we'll kill him. Yeah, these get really repetitive, so I'll start skipping them unless they're against important people. Unless it's a new unit we haven't seen yet, then I'll want to see what it looks like. But yay, we got a ton of money for that. Oh, right. The one of the ways the people from the alternate dimension won all the fights they're having is they can teleport anywhere, anytime. Except for when they really need it, then it doesn't work. You got involved in a war you didn't really have a choice in, so you get to die for somebody else's ideals. Sadly, it happens a lot. I'm only bleeding out of my face. But yay, we won the prologue. So they mentioned the Terran Federation a little in one of the last dialogues. I'm pretty sure they copied the one that I think it was Super Robot Wars J. They had Seed, they had just Seed, not Destiny, as part of the lineup, and they built this like Terran Federation thing. And I think they borrowed that for OG. I'm not sure though. I think it's the same one though. Yeah, we can't click any of these buttons, which would, help. We can only, purchase abilities. I'm not exactly sure how this works, but I'll figure it out. Then we can save and, do background and stuff, I guess. Though I'll edit the background music in general, so I don't really have to deal with this, but I really hope this game doesn't use copyrighted background music, but it might. But yeah, folks, if you enjoyed the episode, you should like. If you didn't, you should dislike. We'll be back with maybe 4 more episodes of this. I think I'm going to do 5 and see how you guys like it. Or I'll do 2 today, 2 later in the week, and then 2 next week, so I'll do 6 instead. And see how the numbers go, and if it's bad, I'll do something else, but if it isn't, I'll keep going with this. So tell me below if you're interested in more of this, or if you want something else, It should be interesting, at least. I'll probably end up playing a lot of this, even if the story makes a little less sense than I would prefer. But what can you do? It's Englishy. But anyway, folks, if you liked it, you should like it. If you didn't, you should dislike. Tell me what you think below. See you later.